Hello, welcome back to the campfire. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Michaela. I am a shaman who has built this channel to share messages and that insight with everyone who resonates with it, anyone who is searching or seeking, and it is through this platform that I intend to share everything I can with everyone who is willing to listen for the good of all and for the greater good. So with that, welcome to the campfire. Today's episode is another lesson that I learned from Mama Ayahuasca, one that I think I always knew, one that she repeated to me, and she really showed the significance of it in ceremony. And that lesson and today's episode is of the intuition, our magical inner guiding compass that we have neglected in so many different ways. Our intuition, if you aren't aware, is your gut feeling. That feeling you get when you are in a situation that you might feel uncomfortable in, or my gut is telling me that I don't actually want to be here, or I knew that was going to happen. That's a big one that always comes about, is you do something knowing that your body isn't resonating with you. That is your intuition. That's your intuitive response to things, and that's what we're going to be speaking about today. Your intuition is a deep characteristic of your feminine within you. Your intuition plays a very, very deep role in understanding yourself, respecting yourself, and honoring what you want for yourself. Now, in a previous episode, I spoke about the archetypes of the divine masculine and feminine and their characteristics, and how that imbalance can play and create toxicity, and how the balance can benefit us in our daily lives. The intuition is a deep characteristic of the feminine, and that intuition can sometimes be misinterpreted and misunderstood because of the imbalance of the masculine and the feminine. How Mama Aya showed this lesson to me in ceremony was actually quite an interesting one, and it's one that I only truly understood after ceremony, one that I had to kind of sit with and understand. But in ceremony, especially when taking ayahuasca, it's a very outer body experience. What that means is that you aren't really in control of your body and your movements. You are, of course, but it's very difficult to bring yourself back to your body after you've started ceremony. Now, where we were at the Spirit Quest Sanctuary in Peru, we had staff on standby for when we needed to go to the bathroom for whatever reason. And the first ceremony, I refrained from going to the bathroom completely. The second ceremony, I chose to go to the bathroom, and it was the most adventurous experience of going to have a wee that I have ever had. But I didn't realize how much I needed the staff member that was with me to hold me while I walked. And I'm super grateful for him. Carlos was his name. And he helped me to the bathroom. And even when I went into the bathroom to open the door, I couldn't find the door handle to open the door. I literally would look on the wall because I was so on this journey that to come back for my body to be functioning was extremely difficult for me. Anyway, I eventually made it to the bathroom, and then I went back down into ceremony, and I was so grateful to be back on the ground. But then the third ceremony, the same thing happened. I needed the bathroom again, and I was so frustrated because I was having such an incredible vision at the time, and I was on such an incredible journey with Mama Ayahuasca that I didn't want to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to stop that vision to go to the bathroom. But what ended up happening, and this is where the message of intuition comes in, was I kind of sat and I held my wee in, and I was like, no, Michaela, you don't need the bathroom. You're just thinking about it too much. Stop thinking about it and you'll be fine. Moments passed, and I needed the bathroom. And I said to myself, just go to the bathroom, because if you need it now, you're just going to need it more later when you're deeper in ceremony. So rather just go to the bathroom now. And so I did. And it sounds so simple, going to the bathroom, and the story and how it started, but the deep message that came from this was listening to your intuition, listening to that first voice in your head telling you how to be, how to live, and how to look after yourself. And then the second voice always being the one questioning that first voice. The second voice always being the one that we end up choosing. The second voice always being the one that starts our process of overthinking, of self-doubt, of confusion. And it's that process, it's that second voice that I want to speak about today. Intuition, as I mentioned, is a very feminine-driven characteristic. But in order for us to trust our intuition fully and to truly hear what our intuition is trying to tell us, we need to be comfortable and open to the message she is giving. What I mean by that is, if we understand the masculine and the feminine to be in balance, we understand the masculine to be our instinct and the feminine to be our intuition. The masculine, with all of his properties, is about protecting the feminine. What that means is that if the situation or the surrounding doesn't complement the feminine or doesn't give the feminine the opportunity to truly express herself, the masculine will suppress her, but it will be felt as a type of protection rather than the suppression that is actually expressed. Now that first voice, that intuition that you feel, that you hear, is difficult to trust. I speak about this in my women's circles quite often, but that intuition, that first voice that you hear, the voice of your intuition, your gut feeling, your correct voice, is one that you question simply because of past experiences of misunderstanding your intuition and having your intuition, as a result, leading you astray. Now, that misconstrued idea of your intuition and the guidance that she shares is simply from the imbalance of the masculine and feminine as we've grown up. It's that toxic misalignment of your masculine, your instinct, not being able to trust your intuition because your intuition is not true. Your gut isn't really clean and able to give you what you want for your most authentic truth because you are not fully self-aware of what your authentic truth looks like. And it is through this process of self-awareness and through this growth that we experience that we can cleanse our gut, cleanse our system, and open up space for our intuition to speak to us and to acknowledge her voice and listen to her when she speaks. So going back to ceremony, this is how I understood it. When my body was telling me, Michaela, you need to go to the bathroom. That was my intuition. That was my first voice. It was that simple. My intuition told me that I needed to go to the bathroom. The second voice was the immediate disregard of that first voice. The immediate disagreement of, no, I don't need to go to the bathroom. I will wait it out. And that I will wait it out, that no to my intuition immediately suppresses her again. Cool. If you don't want to listen to me, it's fine. I'm here when you're ready, but cool. And that second voice is the voice of misunderstanding. That second voice is where the overthinking comes in. A lot of what I do in my women's circles and with a lot of my clients is I teach them how to practice their intuition. It's a very fun practice that you can do with partners, that you can do with friends, or you can do by yourself. But you, for example, lay out 3 cards and try and guess what face is under one of those cards, simply by opening the space for your intuition to speak to you. Nothing more. You can do it with a partner by asking the partner what color they're thinking of and giving them that answer. Just practicing that flow, and as a result, opening up that space for your intuition to speak and listening to her, giving her the opportunity to voice herself, to speak to you. And through these simple practices like going to the bathroom when your body's telling you it needs to go to the bathroom, doing the thing that you want to do because it feels right to you, but also doing the thing you don't want to do because it doesn't feel right to do. But taking a moment with every decision you make and truly feeling it, not thinking about it, feeling it within you. This idea of stepping into the notion of feeling through your intuition, it opens up space for your feminine to flourish. and it realigns that balance with the masculine and feminine, the instinct versus intuition, and helps that loop progress. Now, a huge part of intuition is, of course, a healthy gut. What does a healthy gut mean to you? What does it mean to have a healthy gut? This isn't about dieting. This isn't about being skinny or matching magazines or Instagram people or whatever that frequency of thought might be. This is simply about what is making you happy to be you. What is making you comfortable to be in your space, in your body, and in your heart. Fueling your body and what you put into your body is directly related to how your gut feels. Nourishing your body, looking after it, giving it enough water, giving it enough vegetables, giving it enough fruit and nutrients, the same way you would water your plants at home, is the way you should look after your body. And by giving your body the right nutrients, the right attention, your gut strengthens, your gut cleanses, and that gut feeling becomes stronger because you're now reconnecting to your body, reconnecting to the inward motion of your being, your intuition. So I urge you in the next few weeks to practice small things to test your intuition, to listen to that first voice and notice when you second guess yourself. Notice your surroundings, notice the spaces you're in, and just practice opening that space for your intuition to work, for your intuition to truly flow. And over time, it'll become stronger. Over time, you'll be able to acknowledge your intuition faster, and you'll be able to step into that power truly. Your intuition has your best interests at heart. It is yourself, your self-love, your self-respect. And the deeper you go into that, the more aligned you'll be with the things you want for yourself. Everything else is secondary. What you feel and how you are in your space will benefit not only you, but everyone in your surroundings. So go inwards. Work on opening space for your intuition, for your feminine, for feeling, for giving yourself compassion, love, empathy, to be patient with yourself, to trust yourself and trust that inner voice. Listen to yourself, but also look after yourself. Give yourself what it needs. Clean your gut, clean your vessel, honor your vessel. Give yourself grace. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing else to do. Just be with yourself, feel yourself, and honor this journey with yourself. Listen to your intuition, trust it, let it guide you, and notice what happens. Notice the small changes in your life. The more you listen to your intuition, the more you will align with the things that are meant for you. The more you will move into the flow of what you want for yourself. You'll stop going into situations where you feel uncomfortable. You'll stop going into places where you cannot be true to yourself and you can't express your most authentic self. You will be in spaces where you can be free, where you can be held, where you can trust yourself and open freely because you are in deep alignment and balance with yourself. And when you are in that space, everything else is in alignment with you. You are in flow with life, with nature, with being. So honor that, honor yourself, and take time to listen to what you truly want for yourself. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending you all my love and blessings and cannot wait to chat to you again. Have a wonderful day.